When your formula is called vegan and then all of a sudden it's not vegan, that's a big deal.
Oh, Miss Jaclyn. Like, at this point, I've just completely given up on her when it comes to makeup launches. As right on the heels of her Morphe x Jaclyn 2 palette that was just launched, that already had some problems of its own, issues are starting to come out with her first Morphe x Jaclyn palette, and this is the palette that really put her name on the map and was beloved by pretty much anyone that bought it. So now the news has come out that Morphe has decided to change the palette. People are understandably pissed. Hey, what's up, IOers? It's Mackenzie Smith here, and today on the channel I'm going to be giving you the scoop on some fresh tea with Jaclyn Hill and Morphe. So to update you on this current disaster, basically people are calling out Morphe for changing the formula of the iconic Jaclyn Hill original palette. People are even more angry as Morphe claims to be 100% vegan and cruelty-free. But with the new formula changes, the palette is actually no longer vegan. So this all started when YouTuber Jen Loves Reviews made a video called Why I Need to Take Down My Jaclyn Hill x Morphe Review. And in the video she describes how she told her sister-in-law to buy the palette because she was such a huge fan. But the sister came to her a few days later saying that she did not find the quality of the palette she bought from Ulta very good. So Jen was really confused and decided to swatch to compare them. And when she found the swatches to be shockingly different, she even bought the palette new just to see if the one her sister bought was just a fluke. Well, it turned out that it was not a fluke at all, and the formulas had definitely been changed. So she decided to contact Morphe about this, and after a few emails back and forth, the company said that there was no formula change, that the product just might be defective. And I'm sure after all this, Jen might have been doubting herself for thinking there was, because Jaclyn has been adamant that her formula is only hers, and that she has complete control over it. But because Jen was pretty sure that the response was BS, she decided to post a video on the matter, which would force Morphe to address everything. And she ended up getting what she wanted, as after she did a ton of research and showed all her receipts that the formula did in fact change and that it was no longer vegan, Morphe tweeted this response. So the tweet said, "We have seen several concerns about our original #Morphe x Jaclyn palette formula modifications and ingredient changes and wanted to set the record straight." And then tag Jaclyn. So they posted photos with a ton of text, so I'm just gonna summarize it here. Basically, they directly come out and say that they did change the formula and modify the ingredients, but they say that Jaclyn did not know about the changes. They also say that it's common in makeup to change formulas, but it's not always customary to announce those changes. Then they apologize for giving Jen Loves Beauty wrong information through their email exchange. And yeah, this response is really strange to me. Like, first, how is it possible Jaclyn didn't know about a formula change, especially when she's been so adamant about the fact that her formula is exclusively hers and that she signed papers saying that. And second, there are formula changes often in makeup, but I feel that it would make sense to announce a formula change that was going from vegan to non-vegan. And also, I'm not even sure why they changed the formula when it sounds like all it did was make the palette worse than before. So when I first wrote the story, Jaclyn had not responded and people were pushing for her to come and say something. But she actually made a statement on Twitter after all the backlash she had been receiving. In her statement, she said that she was aware that they were increasing the performance of the palette, but she didn't know about the ingredient changes, citing that it is possible to change the performance of makeup without altering the ingredients. Then she apologized to the vegan community as they are now no longer able to buy her palette. So after this apology, there were tons of mixed reviews, with some people supporting her and blaming Morphe, and with others feeling that Jaclyn is still hiding some of the full story. So Jen Loves Reviews, who's also the YouTuber that I spoke about earlier, replied to Jaclyn's tweet with some questions of her own. Firstly, she asked Jaclyn why she didn't ask Morphe for more info on how they were gonna improve the formula, since it was beloved by all and hugely successful. And secondly, she wanted to know why Jaclyn claimed that in her new palette there was going to be the same beloved formula, if she knew that it had changed. And many praised Jen in the comments for basically summarizing what we were all thinking. So I guess we'll see if Jaclyn responds to her, but based on her track record, it seems highly unlikely. And to give you more insight on why the palette is now non-vegan, the ingredient that's the big issue here is one called carmine, which is derived from the shells of the female insect Coccus cacti. Sorry if I said that wrong. It is commonly used to achieve bright pinks and reds in lipsticks. So yeah, definitely not vegan or cruelty-free. It's still so crazy to me that they didn't announce this, so especially in this day and age when vegan and cruelty-free products are very, very important to consumers, like, this is kind of just false advertising at this point. So that's all for the story now. I think this is finished on Jaclyn and Morphe's ends, but I'm not sure if the customers are very happy with what's going on. So I'll keep you guys posted on what more updates come out related to this story. But I really want to know what you guys think in the comments. Like, I'm just so conflicted on anything to do with Jaclyn because her launches are literally always a mess these days and she always has so many problems. Like, even though some of them aren't her fault, it's just not the best idea for her to still be doing all these launches after after so many failed ones. And whatever fan base she has left that's gonna buy these products is getting kind of smaller and smaller with each launch. So I think she just needs to chill with the launches and maybe just get back on YouTube and start building up her fan base again. Okay, well that's all for me today. Now I wanna shout out some comments. So Tieta Middleton said, I'm heavily tattooed and this shit scares me. Why would anyone put their vision in jeopardy? And I just couldn't agree more. Like, even if you think it looks cool, it's just like, firstly so gross to get, and then the fact that you could go blind just doesn't seem like a winner to me. Then Olivia Ferris said, ugh, ever heard of color contacts? There are ones that can black out your sclera, which is honestly safer. Honestly, humans think. Yeah, just couldn't agree more with that whole entire statement. And lastly, Amethyst Eyes said, that girl's eyes look like a century egg. Honestly, now that I've seen that, I just really can't unsee it. It looks exactly like that. Okay, well that's all for the video. Like and subscribe if you liked, and follow the IO team on social media to be kept up to date with all of us. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.